It's your boy Juicy Banks, and welcome back to the Pack. And on this episode of the Pack, we're going to be talking about trend lines. So, extending a line off key highs and key lows in price is an objective way of assessing the slope of a trend. This key step can help you identify where a price is likely to find future highs for a downtrend and future lows for an uptrend. Note that when drawing trend lines, touches the more touches the trend line has, the stronger reaction of the trend line becomes. So, your key highs for your trend line are for a downtrend. Your key highs for a downtrend are your lower highs. So, the very first thing you want to do when you're drawing a trend line is you want to be able to identify the trend. After you identify the trend, you want to mark off your key highs, which are your lower highs. And then once you have a point A, which is the wick of a lower high, and a point B, which is the wick of another lower high, point A and point B, the third touch that you get, which is going to be your entry, is your point C, which is another lower high, for you to take advantage of an entry. So now that we kind of understand what we need a point A, we need a point B, we're going to go ahead and enter on our point C, which is going to be the third touch of our trend line, which is also known as the strongest, hence why you're entering on it. And that's going to be able to help you identify the trend and validate it. So we're going to go ahead and replicate the same example now. 1 second, let me remove these. Bada boom, bada bing. Perfect. So here we have a lower high. Boom. All right. Another lower high here. Boom. All right. And then another lower high here. Boom. Right. So again, your point A of your trend line is going to be at the wick of a lower high. Your point B is going to be at the wick of a lower high. And boom. Using that to draw your trend line. You can see that right here I have my point A, my point B. And now I have my third touch of my trend line, which is another lower high. So boom, right? So now let's talk about how we could have went for that entry. We're going to start market structure from our higher time frame lower low, so that way we're able to identify the trend. So when we can see we're in a little mini counter trend here. Boom. And it's just making structure, maintaining, retest, and boom, right? So here we are crashing into our trend line. Boom, it used that as a resistance, came down, came back for a retest, making another lower high, which is a key to enter, and then boom, we drop, right? So now let's go ahead and talk about how we could have went for that entry. All right. So the very first thing that you want to do when going for your entry with the interaction of your trend line is you want to mark off your previous support and resistance area. In a downtrend, we sell off of resistance. So we want to mark off our previous resistance area in the area of our third touch of our trend line. You can see that right here. We have the 250 QP. Let's go ahead and tweak that. Boom, right? Accurate. Then you want to mark off where sellers take control of the market. So you take a little random line and bada boom, bada bang, right? That's solidifying your area that you should get your retest for your entry. So it came, it made the third touch. Let's delete this high time frame structure real quick so we can help flow. Boom. So right about here, you have like about 3 confluences. Let's talk about it. We have the third touch of our trend line. We have where sellers take over the market. We have a retest, which we're entering on that lower high, which is key. And then we're also selling at a resistance area. So it's about 3 confirmations, right? So now that we've taken the trade, let's talk about areas that we could have set our stop loss to maintain. You could have set your stop loss at the previous market structure area, which is right here via your higher time frame, or you could have set it at the 250 QP. Either or would have been good. So let's go ahead and see what that risk is. Price range tool. Let's zoom in right about here. So you would have risked 10 to 11 pips, right? That is just the type of risk. So we take in the trade. Now we want to go ahead and ensure that we maintain the trade. So the laws of QPs are this. If it respects a QP as resistance, it's instantly going to go to the next one. And if it respects that one, it's instantly going to go to the next one and the next one, right? So ideally, this is your lower low, your previous lower low. So you want to find that QP in that range. That QP in that range is going to be that 750 QP. So let's go ahead and tweak it. All right. So now it's all about maintaining your trade from here to here, right? We respected this QP as resistance, so we should be going down. So what's after the 250 QP? The major QP, which is 156 flat. Let's go ahead and take these coordinates. Boom. It respected this QP as resistance, so let's now go down to the next QP, which is the 750, right about there. Let's tweak that. And boom. And then we'll go ahead and add the other QPs for so on and so forth. The key idea is that if it's respecting a QP as resistance, it should instantly go down to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. The key is that it has to respect a QP as resistance in order for you to continue maintaining your trade. The moment that it breaks a QP and uses it as support is key for you to exit your trade as well. Alrighty, so let me tweak this. We got the 500, then we got the 250, then we got the major QP, which got a 3 right there. Let's delete that, and then we have the 750. So now here, so we entered here, and then we already respected this QP as resistance. Boom, we came. So from here to here, we're already 14 pips in profit. It respected that QP as resistance, went instantly to the next. Now we're 40 pips in profit. Respected that QP as resistance, went to the next. 64 pips in profit. Respected that QP as resistance, went to the next. Came back. Respected this QP as resistance, came down to the next. Now you're already 113 pips in profit. Boom. Respected that QP as resistance, came down to the next. Boom. Respected that QP as resistance. Boom. Keep in mind that the range of your QPs, this is your previous lower low. So you could have got out here, but if you want to hold the move for the entirety, you just keep on plotting QPs, and the moment it respects a QP as support, you get out. So we can see that all the way down here, we have a 500 QP, which is right about here. Let's tweak it. All right, let's delete. And let's add one more right here because it respected the 250, as we could see. So the very first thing it did was it dropped all the way down to the 250 QP. So let's extend our the pips that we would have caught. Boom, it respected this one as support. You're waiting. Boom, it came back and then respected this one as support. You could exit your trade. You would have been able to snag 263 pips, only risking 10 pips. That is perfect risk to reward, and that's how you want to execute using trend lines and QPs to maintain your trade. So this is your boy Juicy Banks. Thank you so much for allowing me to explain trend lines, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.